What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we're going to talk about this news that Rian Johnson's trilogy is not going to happen. Something most of us that pay attention to what's going on in Star Wars have known pretty much since we walked out of The Last Jedi. But John Campea, the gatekeeper of rumors, he's got some news for us, and we'll talk about it. We're going to break it down.
As we all know, there are new Star Wars movies coming, but not for another 3 years after Star Wars Episode 9 finally hits theaters. We're going to have a 3-year break, and then we're getting 3 films in 2022, in December of 2024, and in December of 2026. Now, we discussed here on the John Campea Show the other day about that still leaves a little bit of confusion. What are those films? We're supposed to be getting this Rian Johnson trilogy. We're supposed to be getting this Benioff and Weiss trilogy. Is the one in 22 going to be a Rian Johnson one? And then part 1 of the Benioff and Weiss is going to be in 2024. And then part 2 of Rian Johnson is going to be in 2026. How are they all handling this? So it raised a number of questions. Now, there had previously been erroneous reports. And this is, we're going back 6 months.
All right, so there were erroneous reports then because John himself could not confirm them then. So because he couldn't confirm those reports, he therefore can confirm that they were not true, even though he can't give you any tangible proof that they were not true, because John can't confirm them. They were not true because John says so, because John is the gatekeeper of all rumors. Let's keep that in mind.
Or more now. That Rian Johnson's trilogy was done. And that got debunked.
Debunked by Rian Johnson. Again, I want you to keep that in mind as we continue on this path.
However,
John have the rumors, and therefore they're going to be true because I say so.
Last night, I got contacted by somebody in a position of knowledge of the situation who let me know that the Star Wars dates 2022, 2024, and 2026 are in fact actually all Benioff and Weiss movies. That they do not have anything on the schedule for Rian Johnson's Star Wars films, and according to this particular source, Rian Johnson's thing was basically done. He may actually be consulting with Benioff and Weiss about their trilogy, but that his thing was off. I then followed up and reached out to somebody else who I know is close to the situation, and I wanted to check this. They said this: they don't know what's happening with Rian Johnson's stuff, but that the 2022, 2024, and 2026 dates are indeed all just the Benioff and Weiss films. I then reached out to somebody at Disney that I know is at the Mouse House. Have not heard back from them on that. So right now, I should also mention here at this point that one of these people that let me know this was also the person, you guys remember I was the first guy to report that Ben Affleck was done as Batman going back ages ago.
And this is where John likes to play his games, because John did report that Ben Affleck was done as Batman, and then Ben Affleck came out and was still Batman. So much like Rian Johnson said, oh no, I'm still working on the trilogy, that was him saying that Rian Johnson debunked the rumor that he claimed was not true 6 months ago, because John didn't start that rumor, therefore the rumor can't be true. But he is the first person that said Ben Affleck was done. Now, Ben Affleck continued on and said he was Batman, and Warner Brothers had him listed on as Batman, and eventually, yes, Ben Affleck has stepped away from Batman. But so John likes to play by different rules when it's his rumors versus other people's rumors. So now is when the official Rian Johnson rumor begins, because John Campea is the one that started it. And because John is the gatekeeper of rumors, now it's official. But 6 months ago it was debunked and it wasn't true because John didn't start it.
One of the people who is informing me about this stuff with Rian Johnson right now is the same person that informed me first about that. So I'm going to say that. Now, I want to be very, very clear here. Let's be 100% clear on this, all right? Number one, Disney has not said that the Rian Johnson Star Wars films are off.
Yes. Okay. So we're done with that now. So we're gonna move away from that now. So really, what this comes down to is, John. Anybody that's been paying attention to Star Wars, anybody that's been paying now, you John, have been on the side of calling us cousin humping man babies or something like that. You have been the White Knight defender of The Last Jedi and Disney Star Wars. Meanwhile, the people like me and the people that have been paying attention to what's going on, we've known the whole time. There's two options here. Either Disney isn't stupid and they understand that Rian Johnson is an absolute liability, which he is, and he has been since The Last Jedi came out, which was, what, a year and a half ago now? Most of us understood that the whole time. You've been white knighting. You have been holding the flag of Disney, Star Wars, and Rian Johnson and The Last Jedi, and you're going against the cousin humping man babies and whatever. You've been on the wrong side of history. That's really what it comes down to. You did the same thing with Kathleen Kennedy. You defended Kathleen Kennedy, defended her, and then you just finally decided you would kind of make that video where you were like, oh yeah, Kathleen Kennedy has to go. Yada, yada, yada. So again, it's whatever. Rian Johnson, I have believed from the moment, even when I was trying to convince myself I liked The Last Jedi, which I ultimately came to, I red-pilled myself. Even then, I was just like, yo, man, this movie has divided people so bad. There's no way Rian Johnson can touch another Star Wars movie. No way. And as time progressed, as Rian Johnson continued to run his mouth and say the dumbest things I've heard anybody say. Like, Zack Snyder didn't do this. Zack Snyder didn't go after the fans when Batman v Superman was getting killed by people like me, and Man of Steel was getting killed by people like me. Zack Snyder didn't do this. Rian Johnson is a liability to Star Wars. So I have believed from the moment Last Jedi ended that Rian Johnson was never touching another Star Wars movie. That was my belief. And when the rumors came out, whatever it was, I don't think it was 6 months ago. It might have been 6 months ago. Either way, that was kind of just confirming what we've already believed. But of course, you didn't start that rumor, John, so it's not really allowed to be a rumor. Now it's allowed to be a rumor because John Campea, the gatekeeper of rumors, has started it. So ultimately, I've never believed Rian Johnson was doing his trilogy. I still don't believe it. It could happen. They may be dumb enough to do it. That's fine. They've been dumb enough to leave Kathleen Kennedy in power. They've been dumb enough to let Brie Larson go out there and crap all over the fans and say all the stupid things she said. So they might be dumb enough to let it happen. But I stand by the fact that it shouldn't happen. I don't think it's happening. And I've seen no tangible evidence to support that it's happening. So, again, I give credit to this story for John because John's the reason I'm making this video. I wouldn't make this video otherwise. And you know, I've been a longtime fan of John Campea up until recently, up until like the last year, and I finally just like I can't keep supporting this guy. You know, he's made passive aggressive comments about me and Geeks and Gamers, and that's fine. That's what John does. But he would never acknowledge the fact that I've sent him really nice messages over the past few years. Been very complimentary of what he's done with AMC Movie Talk and Collider and everything like that. I shook his hand at Star Wars Celebration Orlando, told him I respected him. But if you share a different opinion than John Campea, you're a cousin humping man baby, and you're a racist, and you're a sexist, and you're a bigot. Because that's how the mind of an SJW works, because he's so unhappy because Daddy Trump is his president and he can't do anything about it. Sorry about that, John. Really am. But guess what? It ain't going to get no better for you in 2020. So you're going to have to go ahead and deal with that. Anyway, this rumor that John has now confirmed to be an official rumor because it passed the Campea seal of approval, meaning he's the one that started it, actually was going around a long time ago. And I believed it then, I believe it now, and I believed it when I walked out of The Last Jedi. So we will see. My entire stance on Rian Johnson has always been, Rian Johnson should not be allowed within 500 miles of any Star Wars production at any point in time. This is how bad of a job he has done to Star Wars. At no point should this man that we're looking at right there be allowed within 500 miles of a Star Wars production. And if he has to go through an area where it's being recorded or being developed or filmed, then he would need to get President Donald Trump to sign him a waiver. That's how it needs to work. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out this video. I will leave a link in the below for John's channel, John Campea's channel, because I'm nice like that. Have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye.